www.wfm917.com. Download the Women Radio mobile app on your phone and take us with you everywhere you go. Yes, you know, without some particular social media platforms. Yes, that's the same way you cannot do without. Also, download the app now. I'm looking at you, my inner eyes. So download the app now. All right. Yes, as we go into the conversation today. So this particular report where students would have to, we know how it goes. A child finishes secondary school and you go on writing JAMB back and forth. Some people tell you they wrote JAMB so many times before they finally got admission. And this one is coming from JAMB saying that a total of 3,135 students who scored 300 and above in 2018, 2019, and 2020 did not gain admission into tertiary institutions. And now this data is for the 3 years, 3,135. And now they are giving these reasons as probably wrong O-level subjects combination, no post-UTME screening score, non-acceptance of admission offer, duplication of application, absence from post-UTME screening, and mismatch of catchments. These are some of the reasons why that JAMB has given, why some of these students don't gain admission. But over time, this has been happening. The fact that this is just coming in now, some people probably have been doing the same thing wrong all along without even knowing maybe this is the reason why. And for what I know, there are some other students who actually have people to guide them through, maybe their parents or even mentors, to put them through on what kind of subjects to combine. And at the end of the day, they get good results, but they don't gain admission. Even post-UTME, they go on to write it. I don't know if it's a thing with maybe our education system or the schools. You know, different schools will tell you, even though JAMB has said, okay, the cutoff mark for this year is 150. Some schools will still tell you, okay, this is what we are going to peg this at. And for certain courses, this is what to accept. So now, Frank, I'm going to be starting off with you, educationist. Tell us what is going on. How many times do we have to write JAMB over and over and over again?
Ideally, any good student should write JAMB once and pass. But we all know that the ideal doesn't happen all of the time. For instance, even in my own days, I wrote JAMB twice.
Okay.
I wrote the first one in 1983. I wanted to study medicine. I didn't make the cutoff, and I had to rewrite it. So JAMB has given us reasons, but beyond the reasons given by JAMB, there are basic facts. There is keen competition. Keen as in keen.
Okay.
And every university wants to absorb the best students. In our days, I'm not even sure what the cutoff. Okay. But in our days, cutoff was 200 out of 400.
Now it's 150 because, okay. Yes, I read the report.
Then 200 was a pass mark. But then, if you score 210, for instance, you think you have passed. And somebody scores 280. Somebody scores 310. So how do you rank with that person who has scored 280 or 310? So there's keen competition, especially for highbrow courses like medicine, engineering, law, and the rest of them. Again, the law of methods and supply also plays out. We are a very large nation with large student population. We don't have commensurate number of led to proliferation of private schools, private universities. So I think on to cushion that gap between the demand and supply, some students unfortunately will still not be able to enter university. Then information. You talked about cutoff mark, no cutoff mark. Every institution is autonomous to an extent. So JAMB can say, okay, pass mark is 150. University XYZ can say, no, if you don't score 300, you are not coming in.
Or you won't pass for it.
Or you won't go in for it. Then a lot of children, maybe with their parents or guardians, don't also have sufficient information. There are some inside information that nobody tells you about. For what they call quota system. Okay. If you come from a particular state, you have a better advantage in some universities where your state of origin qualifies you. If you don't have such information, you can do it over year in, year out, and you are not there. So the point now is parents and children should work smart, not work hard, not necessarily work hard. You can work hard, score 300 and still not enter. So work smart, get information, possibly get inside information. You are eyeing a particular university. Look at the trend. What has happened in the last 2-3 years? What are the things we should be looking out for?
Okay.
You know, when you are informed, you already have your problem is half solved, in my opinion.
Half solved.
Yeah.
I think. What do you think?
I think talking about this information, it's okay if government can take a step further to create seminars and workshops to enlighten these people,
The parents or
particularly the
students?
parents.
Okay.
Because I was going to say the students initially, better you reach them through their parents, and because they are the ones spending the money, and you're expecting, oh, my child will be in school next year, and it could really be traumatic even to those children, because you see all the people you play around in the estate, probably this one has gone to school, this one has gone to school, and it's just you.
See that pressure at that time, honestly,
It's terrible.
it's a thing.
And these children need to know how to manage it well and navigate that period as well.
All right. Yes, Buki, still on this particular one. Do you think that parents need to be a lot more involved in this process? Because I've seen some teenagers where they go to these centers to go and register, and they go alone. You just see them in groups with their friends. No, I don't want to pick this school. I want to pick this one. I'm not doing this subject. I don't like this one. I've seen a group of students like that one day, and I had to just call them and just ask them, is there nobody helping you? Say, no, my mommy have given me money. I can do it by myself. I'm like, if only this child actually knows. But the guy that was at this particular center was kind enough to help each child out. What course do you want to study? Why do you like this school? This and this. But how many people will be as patient as that guy was to help them out? Booking.
Okay. Where we are now in the society, depending on your side, some people believe that once you are out of secondary school, you should be able to take decisions on your own. And some people also believe that, yes, you're out of the secondary school, but your brain is not yet formed for you to take your right decisions. So your parents will have to be there to support you.
Okay.
Balancing it up, I think it's both ways.
Okay.
You are there to decide what you want. Oh, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a nurse.
Okay.
And your parents are there to guide you through the process. Guide you through the process. At least sit with you to be sure that you have actually taken a good decision.
Okay.
You want to be an engineer, and throughout the entire 16 years or 15 years of your life with them, you have never opened anything up. You have never given any sign that you love things with metal or whatever. Meanwhile, you are done that is always out, to probably help. When it like it, but you like this, why don't you look at this? Just to guide, but the decision lies with them. But in terms of the process of filling the form, ensuring things are done properly, I think parents should step in at that time to support. And why will I say that? I always like to talk from the angle of what is the problem that we're trying to solve. JAM has listed a whole lot of problems. For instance, if I should pick one, wrong subject combination. I know there's a prospectus, but how many people actually check it properly to be sure that, okay, I want this particular school has said these are the courses I want. The parents should just go and check. Either the parent or the mentor or the teacher or whoever, a mentor figure, should just check to be sure that, okay, it's fine. Because why would you now go process, you understand, and at the end of the day, just something simple? Because we also need to know that at that time they're very active. Peer pressure. My friend did it. I can do it. I can do it. And calm down. Let's just ensure that you have crossed the T's and you have dotted the I. You understand? And then duplication. They've listed it all. So I think it is because of that I'm now advocating strongly that parents should just take that little time to just go through it. And those actually go to the computer center and things like that.
Okay.
I want to believe that they should also add that service to it, because they are collecting their money. So it's not just all about the money business, but also see these people as they need help. I like the fact that you mentioned that the computer, the assistant at that particular center, the school, how to help out. So I think we should just do a normal work. But you see, generally, I think it's a systemic failure that we are experiencing. I know in advanced countries there are information bouquets that they bring out. You can, in fact, some universities have been going online to tell you everything you need to know. So starting from JAM has seen that these are all the challenges, all the problems. So I expect them to probably have a sensitization program as at that time and cascade it down to the school. Even have a help desk to help. Cascade it down also to the different universities as well. Nothing stops them from having a sensitization program. Thank God we now have webinars and Zoom links that can take quite a lot of people. That we're having a sensitization program because we've noticed that over the time a lot of people make mistakes and things like that. So we are here to help. So you want them through. You want them through it, and if they have issues, let them go on the net. Ask their issues, and then you can have respond one-on-one. And then the school also, should be there. These are your ambassadors, so you should be there to help. I don't see the reason why we cannot even set up a center, in the school. Period. As a that period to help out. I don't see. Yeah, because why? The JAM has brought out a whole lot of issues that we have observed. So let's begin to attack it one by one. And Florence has actually said it, so I don't need to repeat that. There's keen competition, and then law of demand and supply. Let us look at how many universities we have, and how many people move out of secondary school. Not lie. Because not lie. How many students move out of secondary school, and how many admittance can all the universities put together, take it? Then we now begin to know that is a big gap. So how do we solve that big gap? We still need technical schools. And nobody's looking at that. Even the few polytechnics, they're already converted to universities already. And so it's like we're not getting our educational system right. But we pray. APC is doing it. I'm right in front of my television. It's true, because we want to know what their flag bearer is. And then we now compare their flag bearer with all other flag bearers. So it is not telling us, hey, I hope we are going to move out of this problem we are facing. Because we need a deliverer, like Moses delivered Israel out of the hand of Egypt. We are looking for that deliverer now.
All right, thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Buki.
Esther, may I say something?
Yes.
It's good to carry the parents along, especially the literate ones.
Okay.
Parents should be involved. We have always advocated that. But what do you say to a woman who sells tomato at a Repu market?
She doesn't understand.
And her daughter or her son wants to write JAM.
Yeah.
So this is the level, that center. Yeah.
I'm going to the school.
I want to just buttress that. The school, every good school, you have said it before, that adjective good is deliberate, because not every school is good. So every good school should have a guidance counselor. Who is a guidance counselor? Somebody that is trained and is experienced at guiding children to making choices. So where the parents are deficient, when the parents are there, the guidance counselor's main role is to assist these children. Now the JAM has reeled out a whole lot of factors. A good school now should begin to look at those issues one after the other and begin to see how they are going to forestall their students falling into that trap. Okay. And of course, where there are no guidance counselors, the cyber cafe owners and the rest of them should also help. But then another thing I want to say is, I want to suggest that parents should also have an option B. Discuss an alternative plan with your child. Okay. When I wrote my first JAM and I didn't make the cutoff band, my father said, I will not sit down at home. I started A levels.
Okay.
You know, immediately I moved on to A levels. So rather than wait for 1 year or 2 years and time is going, you are not adding value to yourself, parents should have an option B. Look at this, the student who wrote JAMB last year. I have a niece who wrote JAMB last year. She did very well. She was to go to Federal University or Yenkiti.
Okay.
ASU is on strike. So what has my cousin done? My cousin has placed her in a coding whatever program.
Okay.
Good enough, she wants to study computer science. So coding is just, you know, like I really I told my cousin, you are very smart. Because before you know it, 1 year is almost going. And this girl has added value to herself. So parents, please, let's look at option B. We trust God, but we also should plan for
I believe they should be able to write the subject combination for each courses in front of the application.
Maybe that's something they should incorporate.
They should consider, yes, because how can you want to study medicine, for example, and you are opting to write religious studies? So you want to write what you learned in Sunday school in, you know, so yes, it's part of the enlightenment we're talking about.
Yes.
That they need this education because it's something they've not done before. And of course, I want to fill in what will work to my advantage. So if you're writing, for example, OAU is offering medicine, then write in front of it that this is the only subject combination you can do. You can have 3, 4. So I'm making a choice of 3 or 2 from the list we have already. All right. So it's just that simple.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, just to cut in, I'm not too sure that JAM does not do the issue of knowing the subject.
Yes,
because now they have a prospectus. Yes, they have a prospectus. So let's give it to them.
I think
so. It's an issue of the child
or simplifying the language, because I've seen that before.
Yeah,
the language in that thing needs to be simplified because it looks very, very bulky. Yes, I've seen it a couple of times, and I just look at it like, how do I know what I'm putting together? Yes, it looks very, very bulky. It is. So maybe they might have to look for a way to simplify it. I mean, you are talking to secondary school young leavers. They barely know how to go about this thing. You're putting plenty grammar inside.
And you know, Esther, something just occurred to me. This is where artificial intelligence also comes in, because the children, they're very good with apps and things like that. Nothing stops me from going to the app. I want to go to this university and I want to study medicine. So give me my subjects.
Okay.
You know, we can actually get to that, because why? You said that they should simplify. We should actually get to that, you know, to that. If this not even artificial, it's simple coding, because they already have it. You know, they already have their prospectus. So it's just to now download it online. You know, question and answer, fill it, and then it gives you your options.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies.
Well, I'm still a little concerned why it appears we just don't want to simplify things.
We like plenty English, we like grammar.
Nigerians naturally believe that if it's not hard, then there's no value in it. That it has to be very tough
before people actually learn something. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be at all. All right, it is 26 minutes past 9 on Your Women Radio, WFM 91.7, and this is Panorama. Panorama is where we have the ladies from different geopolitical zones come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues. Panorama is brought to you Mondays through Fridays at 5 minutes past 9. My name is Esther Laribi, and I've been speaking with Florence Oladoto Amo, Bukifemi Ajala, and Adenike Quadri. And yes, the phone lines are open. You can call us up on 07000 917 917. This is Panorama.
Come on, ladies. We're turning it all the way up. Ladies and gentlemen, women talk. We listen on WFM 91.7.
Ken Donatus, and I be village man. All of una wey dey like to blame us village people because una business no dey do well. Shey una think say we no get our own issue? Abeg, village people no get your time o. Check yourself first.
Village people are the reason your business isn't growing. Introducing Money Point, a business bank that helps you realize your business dreams with easy access to quick loans, ease of payment collections, and general business management tools. Visit www.moneypoint.com and let's help you power your business dreams. Money Point, powering dreams.
Uncle Dentist, what are cavities and how does Colgate protect my teeth from cavities? Does it use confirm?
No, dear. Most tooth pains are caused by tooth holes called cavities. When you brush daily with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, its expert formula, natural calcium in our teeth and helps protect them from cavities.
It's time to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Colgate is recommended by the Nigerian Dental Association.
The big question. What on the fact is increasing more. We never had a whether swallowing. Why? Everything has increased. Conversational, controversial, and borderline disruptive. The big question.
Mondays to Fridays, 12:05 p.m.
On your Women Radio, WFM 91.7. Female genital mutilation, FGM, is a harmful practice that affects women and girls. Let's talk FGM every Wednesday at 2 p.m. on Radio WFM 1.7. Together, we must fight against FGM and end this harmful practice in Nigeria. Let's talk FGM, Wednesdays, 2 p.m. on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Let's talk FGM is supported by Hasty Health Initiative.
WFM just like in the that you go back dear mata.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is your girl again, Shega. You are listening to WFM 91.7. Yeah. Keep your ear tuned.
Yes, keep your ears tuned in. This is Panorama on Women Radio WFM 91.7. And Panorama is where we have the ladies from different geopolitical zones come together to discuss, dissect, and disagree on topical issues. My name is Esther Larabi, and I've been speaking with Florence Oladoto Amo, Buki Femi Ajala, and Adinike Quadri. You can call us on 07000 917 917, or you can send us your comments or your contributions on 070 317 56537. You can listen to us live from the website at www.wfm917.com. And yes, you can download the Women Radio mobile app on Play Store. Download the Women Radio mobile app on Play Store. Yes, this whole thing about food is a major concern right now. The high cost of food. Now, yesterday was the World Food Safety Day. The theme for this year is safer food, better health. And looking at it with the way things are, the economy in Nigeria, are we talking about food or having safer food? Now, when you say safer food, you can have food, but the food is not safe. It's not healthy enough for you to have it. I was in the market over the weekend, and you know that tomatoes that people don't want to buy, that one they call Esha. We've got to the point where that is what some people can actually afford. We've always had people who buy them, but these days it seems as though things are getting tighter and people can just want to settle for what they can buy. When we talk about all of these things, safer food still. You go to the market and the price of the supposed high quality ones are just very, very high, and you cannot afford it. You have to go buy something else that's affordable, but that one that is affordable might not necessarily be healthy for you to take in. Talk about oil. So we know this oil that we buy in the market, that you don't know where the oil is coming from, but you just know it is oil. Vegetable oil, that oil, we just buy it. Meanwhile, the ones that have been certified safe for us to take in, no cholesterol, we can buy them. If you touch a bottle like this, you start hearing thousand and thousand. So when you have, for example, I make a list and I have only 5,000 naira, and I go to the market, even when one bottle of oil already is already going for about the whole the whole money that I have with me for just one oil. Who I be? I have to go for something less that is unbranded. I don't know where it is coming from, but it is unsafe, Lawrence.
Maslow, in his theory, the hierarchy of needs, put food at the very, as the basest need of human beings. Before you talk about acceptance, before you talk about love, before you talk about esteem, before you talk about realization of any goal, you must have food. Unfortunately, we're having food scarcity. People can't even feed. I mean, that is the most basic. And because we have food scarcity, people now resort to all kinds of things, like the example you just gave. In the first instance, we should look at the food that is available. Again, law of demand and supply. We're a large nation, over 200 million people. We are not able to feed ourselves. Insecurity has worsened it. Farmers have fled their farms. So we have fewer things up for sale. And of course, when you have high demand, low supply, naturally price will go up. That's what they taught us in economics. So on top of that, people now try to cut corners. Not every now. Let me take that back. Most Nigerians want to cut corners. They want to rip people off. Otherwise, how would you expect that a banana farmer, for instance, just for him lot of profits and on time, would artificially ripen it? Is not ripe when it is not naturally ripe and sell it. You know, it is such that a fetus should be in the womb for 9 months for maturity, and somebody is saying no, let's fast track it. If I give one injection in 6 months, that baby will mature enough to be born alive. That's what they are doing. That's what some farmers are doing, forgetting that whatever it is they are adding, they say it is carbide, they say it is this, it is that, ultimately destroys the consumers' lives. And no wonder we have this incidence of all the diseases we were not hearing before. So they are now what we combat with day and night. So it's a serious issue, and any nation that cannot feed herself, I think something drastic has to be done. So, but now, as a family member, as a mother, as a father, how do you go around this? What is, for me, my recommendation is, even if you cannot buy cars or buy luxurious things, ensure that you give good food to your family. Safe food. Even if it's going to cost you much more. And if you are sure that you're not making room for your family members to fall ill. Because sooner than later, these things will come back. Or even the mother or the father is falling ill, they are going to the hospital. The money you didn't want to spend on buying good quality food, you will spend on hospitalization. So safe food, there's no alternative to it, in my opinion.
There's no alternative to it. I didn't hear what you think.
Exactly my thoughts that these things come back. It's just about counting your costs. The cost of medical bills, which is really expensive anyway, even outside of Nigeria, or the cost of feeding well. Because already, most of the things we have in market today, you can't really trace their source, or how the process of growing these things. You just see this one, iwedu, and you buy. You see this one, vegetable, and you buy. You just keep buying everything. Now, how many of these things are really organic? How many of them have actually gone through the process of the natural growing of these things, and were not aided by any form of artificial or chemicals or anything at all? So that is on one side. So for you now to open your eyes and deliberately buy substandard stuff, I'm not blaming them. That's what I'm saying. I said count your costs. Count your costs.
Count your costs too. Okay, wait. Let me give you a very clear example. Wait now. We all live in Nigeria. Count your costs. Okay, I have 2,000 naira. This 2,000 naira is supposed to feed me and my 5 children for the whole of the day. What do? I hawk on the streets. I barely make more than 3,000 naira in a day as profit. I have 2,000 naira to feed my children for the whole of today. So you think I'm going to be counting my cost and go and buy because I see this tomato is looking very, very beautiful.
No.
Tell me, in such situation, what would you say?
There, now instead of buying the Esha, you called it.
Okay.
What if you try using a puree, for example?
Do you know? Wait, that one too. No, that one has gone through. There is wait before you call it additive. Before, a sachet of the puree you mentioned used to go for about 13 naira, 14 naira. But now, 150, 170. It's true. How many will you buy that? Okay, you see, that's Florence. How many will you buy that is going to be enough for you? And we're talking about escaping the chemicals and other things, but that one has been processed already.
So are you trying to say the Esha is even cheaper?
No, I'm not saying. See, okay. Now, I'm not saying that.
Which is cheaper, the Esha or the preserved one?
I know, because I was trying to say that.
Literally is rotten.
That's what it is. Anyhow you look at it, some people will tell you that yes, that Esha is what I can afford. I will buy it, boil it, and make it, and we'll be fine. But people is all about surviving at that time, just giving something to her children to eat, to make sure that she can hit the road again the next day. She's not all about going to buy the best of brands.
I agree with you in that sense, because we cannot deny the fact that it's farming in the land, and it's farming. It's not trying to plenty English. And you remember there was a time that the borders to the north, was it last year, was shut, and it was really bad.
I remember buying onions for 200. It was so bad. One particular time I was like, wait, what is this? But somebody who doesn't even like onion, I was like, okay, scrap from my diet.
It was so bad, because then I remember this same onion, I think it was my sister, she put it on status that, see one onion bob now. It's not more expensive than apple.
So you see,
can we also, and then for this kind of environment, Lagos, for example, houses have taken over the lands.
Okay.
So we cannot even say, but as much as you can, if you have a little space in your space, we can encourage gardening.
Okay.
No matter how little. Just pepper, the few seeds. You'll be amazed the miracle that little thing you've planted.
Okay. I'll take you on that one. The phone lines are open 07,000 917 917. I really do like this discussion, because this morning, when it comes to reality, you want to buy a bar of yam and somebody is telling you 2,000 naira. Okay, no problem. Maybe I'll just go for rice then. Yes, Bookie.
Yeah.
So talking about some people. Okay, medical practitioners will advise try to incorporate fruits and vegetables into your meal and everything. Okay, you go to the seller, you want to buy apples, and you hear one apple goes for 250, and I'm wondering, how many will I buy for my children? How many will I buy? So by the time I buy maybe 4 apples, I'm buying for 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira that I can use to make rice for everybody to eat.
Yeah, I totally share your concern. But that's the reality we find ourselves. Fruits are supposed to be things that are very cheap. I mean, go to your garden, you get it. In the village, you find out that all these things are dropping on the floor. You know, they walk into their farmyard, they see pawpaw, they see things and that, you know. But here in the urban, we don't get to get those things. We don't see those things. Just like Mika said, we've converted to building. So if we have to take fruits, it has to come from the villages, and logistics, fuel is high, the transporters will get their money, half of what they bring from the village will have been bad, and they have to make their money. So before you know what is happening, an orange that you probably would have bought maybe for 10k or something, they were telling you is 50 naira. I think now it's even 3. The small one is maybe 3 for 100 naira. Some are selling for 50 naira. So that's where we find ourselves. So if we have to reverse that, then we have to be deliberate and intentional about it, really. Okay. Because in the village, still in the village, you can still get these things, have planted these things in their backyard, their farmyards, and things like that. So for them. But in the urban, it's another ghost, it's another story entirely. So there's another So but facing the reality, the government have to sit back to say, okay, how did we even get here?
Okay.
And what are the gaps that we need to connect? Number one, Florence mentioned it. How many people are farming? Even the so-called people that are encouraging to be farmers. I mean, my husband is one. I know the challenges he faces. If not that he has set his eyes on it, that this thing we must do. A lot of people have gone into it and they are counting their losses. Talk less of the rural farmers. Most of them cannot even go into the farm because of Boko Haram kidnapping issues and things like that. So nobody is farming. Nobody is bringing out food. And then even for the few ones that they have, a lot of people would prefer to take it across to get more money.
Okay.
And some of them that think I want to be loyal, to Nigerians. Logistics is a big issue. Big issue. Our roads are not good, right? So the trucks are not well maintained. There are no parts, and where they get parts, it's either they get the fake parts, or they are very, very expensive that they cannot even afford. And then fuel. Yesterday I was in an hospital, and the owner of the hospital was complaining that he bought diesel for 700. How would he charge the patients? So he had to use a Vata in the afternoon. And then he will now use whatever in the night because he has to power more. Look at that. So by the time you look at all this problem, you now know that if you solve this food security thing, then we have to solve this problem. We just have to solve this problem. And then I don't think I mentioned the fact that those people that have land space, you can even do your gardening in the pot, use tire, put sand inside it and things like that. I think we should begin to encourage that. Even if it's just vegetables, grow cucumber, and little things like that can help. I think it's just for us to be encouraged to do that. So that will go a long way. But hey, I don't blame the people that have low income, what they do. Yesterday or 2 days ago, I asked for what do you call it, a jerrycan of beans. Normally I remember that time it was 250. So I bought 2 for 500, because I always like it fresh. I was surprised it was 700. So you can imagine a parent that has 2 or 3 children. How will you do it? Yes. Inflation is up. Unemployment is up. Mystery index is up. Everything is up. So the government has to look back and say, what are the problems, and begin to solve those problems. People need to go back to the farm. We need to solve out this issue of kidnapping and Boko Haram. But even people in Benin that then it was yams and things like that. I remember you saying now. True. They left the farm.
All right, Buki. It is to 10 on Women Radio, 9:45 on Women Radio 91.7, and this is Panorama. The phone lines are open 07000 917 917, and we're discussing the high rates of food products and in relation to eating healthy. Now, still on this one, is taking a bold step to address the high cost of food and is planning to convene a meeting of the National Food Security Council. Yes, where we await whatever is going to the decision of this meeting, or what we want to see is results. The woman on the street doesn't understand that they're having one meeting somewhere to come and talk about why is rice this. So all we want to see is results. Reduce the cost of food. Now, why we talk about reducing the cost of food?
It's not just the woman on the street. Even those of us here, we want to see results.
Florence, I am complaining. No, I said that because you cannot go to tell her to say, okay, they're having a meeting. She just wants the cost to be reduced. That is all.
It appears to me that government is not very sincere with us.
Okay.
Years back, I remember when Aldo was Minister of Agriculture, we heard that a lot of money was pumped to produce rice, and that over time, local rice will be affordable and available. Today's Wednesday. Monday, I went to buy rice. Local rice and imported rice are almost a par. between 29,000
when you talk
21,000.
about quality, some people still want to go for
All the money they said they pumped into agriculture, that's fine. By now, one would expect that should have translated into abundance of rice production such that the price will go down. If the price goes down to like say 10,000, you can say, oh, this is significant. If I can buy 10,000 local rice, then it will start. Yes. But if local rice is selling as close as imported, so what are we saying? What have we achieved? What have all those meetings brought to us Nigerians?
Talk.
So we don't
Talk.
So that's why I said the government doesn't appear like they're sincere with us. So all these they are having meetings, they are pumping 8 billion, pumping 100 billion until it translates into available and affordable food for everyone. They have not done anything.
Okay, so this takes me to the part where we get to talk about restaurants, food vendors. So, I like the way you do the So, for somebody who is making food in the comfort of his or her home, you know very well that you cannot afford certain things. You just buy anything. Now, talk about restaurants, food vendors. Nobody sees them when they make their food. So, even if you decide to buy the Esha of the Eshaest, you don't know. Let's take this call coming in. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Gabalaika. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yes, we are talking. I salute my floating mama.
Thank you, man.
We are talking about rice. Being expensive. The government, where is that pyramid?
Rice pyramid.
Created in Abuja. And then you forgotten that they killed rice farmers in the north. Many of them, they killed non-rice farmers. So who will go to the farm and go and take care of and go and harvest rice? Then I was listening to former Minister for Finance, Baba Falai, 3 days ago. So he was talking about that it was wrong for MFLA to give loan to farmers, individual, from Central Bank. Central Bank is for banks, not for individual. Individual farmer or group of farmers that we can't get anything from there. So, you know, they won't money. Make you want to pay things.
All right, thank you very much.
When you're looking at Russia war, it's affecting food. Seriously.
Thank you. So, Grandma Lanka, same way about food. Because food is one thing you cannot do without. Even if you say today I'm not going to eat, no problem. You'll be okay today. Tomorrow I'm not going to, no problem. By the third day, nobody's going to.
Something came to mind. I don't think the government really feels what people are feeling. I don't think they know. Because it's still sounding to them like a story. And okay, imagine.
It's not this. No.
That's what I'm saying. It's sounding too.
I made a list that day, and I want to look at it like, wait. So I'm supposed to go and spend on this. After I said no, I'm not buying. By the end of the day, and you will buy.
You know, because look at it. If I can afford to buy 100 million nomination form, for example, do you think food is my problem? So that's why I'm telling you that they don't know. They don't feel what people are feeling. So it's looking to them like stories.
Okay. All right. So, Buki, I was raising the point of restaurants, food vendors, ensuring that at least, yes, we know the economy is tight, but you don't want to go around giving your customers or your clients food that is going to be harmful to their health. So, we are appealing to food vendors. Yes, we know that the economy is tight, but please don't. If I say don't people what you will not eat in your house, people eat these things in their house. So I cannot even say that, Buki.
Some of them don't bother. I'm telling you, some of them don't bother. It happened to me. The reason was that I just couldn't go back to make a big noise about it. It's what I'm telling you, one of the big restaurants somewhere at GRA. The chicken was spoiled and they spiced it and put everything there. And I didn't know until I brought it home and I wanted to eat it. I mean, because I have a very sensitive stomach. So the few bites I took, oh my God, the whole of that day, there was something else for me. Food poisoning. So that's why I said some of them don't really bother. No, they don't really bother. But I think it's time that we need to rise up and be to call it spade is spade. Yeah, call it spade is spade. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much, Buki, for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for me. Let's just trust God that God factor will come up. We'll have the right person. They're already counting the votes now. So we're just trusting God that God, we need that deliverer. That deliverer, we need it.
I like the way you're following.
I was going to say so that she's really the electoral officer.
Yes. Electoral officer.
Thank you.
I was also up to early hours of this month, just trying to see what we can pick up, because at the end of the day, food don't concern you, go concern you. All right, Florence, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Esther, for having me.
Yes.
Thank you, our listeners.
Yes, thank you, Florence. Do have an amazing day.
Thank you, and you too.
Yes, Adenike, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, do join us at 10 a.m. for Radio Doctor. And we are going to be talking monkeypox on Radio Doctor. Yes, monkeypox. So many people, we don't even know what is happening. Is it when we eat meat from monkey or what? We don't even know. Just join us on Radio Doctor at 10 a.m. Dr. Alozie Ndibuka is going to be taking us on everything that we need to do on Radio Doctor. Thank you so much for joining us on Panorama today. Do have to join us again tomorrow at 9:05. My name is Esther Alarabe. Good morning.
To sponsor this program, call the number 0816 40 7613.
Orthodontist, what's a cavity?